back to Kicking for Three. I'm here with my co-host Jordan, and obviously I'm Cam. And it's been kind of an interesting week for both of us for the NFL. We were kind of away. We kind of had extra whatever the fuck extra activities to do, but I still kind of followed it. Yeah, I was still following it. So we'll start off. I guess we had the Cowboys were on Thursday. Jeez, it feels like a week already.
That was yes, it almost is now. No, that game was it was
a messy game.
A messy fucking game to say the least. The Giants only getting they didn't get a touchdown. They only got field goals.
If the Giants
if they got a touchdown, we really would have lost this game. And but overall, it was just sloppy. I thought the Cowboys were at least maybe going to show and put on like just a firing match on the Giants, but no, the Neighbors looked really good. I think he's right now like leading in for receivers. Yeah. But he looked really good that game, and Daniel Jones, because it seems like the Dallas has absolutely no pressure on QBs. We used to be like the greatest, the best team last year with Parsons and Tank. We had a really strong defensive line that would give a lot of pressure to people like, especially people like Daniel Jones, where you can pressure him easy, make him make bad decisions, and then there you go, you got some turnovers. None of that was not happening. They just kept getting it. They kept getting all these like third downs, and then as soon as they went to the red zone, they couldn't get it. But no, sloppy and very just like what's the word? Disheartening. It's not a good sign at all. It's
bittersweet.
At least we got the win. I don't know what I would have done if we lost that game, but
because I remember, was it Dallas's first or second drive? Dede and Dak really connected. They had CD had 60 yards alone that drive with a touchdown. Then that stupid taunting penalty. He does the softest taunting penalty.
That's in the big topic, I think, this week and the past 2 weeks in football.
If the goal in football was to march it down the field and kick a field goal, the Giants would be in first place right now. They're so good. They can't score a touchdown. Steelers.
Yeah, Steelers.
But yeah, because like Dak, because I started both in fantasy, and I was so hyped in the first quarter when I saw them both at 12 points. I was like, holy shit! I was like, I'm gonna be feeding here, but it's just complete. I found the Giants defense really, really adjusted to the Cowboys playbook.
And again, too, this has been the McCarthy year. This is what's been marked by, but penalties. Penalties is probably the most costly thing they did that game.
I thought every third or second play, ref was throwing a flag. You see Jerry Jones today? He landed on the Cowboys practice field in his own helicopter.
Dickhead. Onto the field?
Yeah, he landed legit on the field with the helicopter.
During like a practice, or is it just
like... Yeah, it was in the middle of a practice.
Oh my god, what a douchebag.
He owns it.
Yeah, but that's like, I don't know, that's just like absolutely no respect. I'll just park it here.
Yeah. But the Steelers finally got the first L of the year.
You'd love to see it next week or second.
No, that's
or this week, I guess.
We'll get into that. We'll get into that here.
Teaser.
I find Fields, he still had a really good game. He had over 320 passing yards. He had two touchdowns. So I just found the defense was not ready for the Colts. Because Jonathan Taylor was going off that game. I find the Steelers just had a terrible start. And you even see it because we had it on there at the Airbnb. But near the end of it, the Steelers were down by a touchdown at one point. I find they just had such a shitty start. They just dig a hole that they couldn't get out of. They do got Dallas next week. So that's gonna be.
Yeah,
I could go either way too.
And I think everyone will be so. Our setup was absolutely sweet. We had decent Wi-Fi at the Airbnb, but we were watching it on an iPad on a very legal website to watch it on. So it was I know everyone was envious of our setup, but yeah, it was fun to watch the Steelers finally maybe the. What's this? I can't even think of the saying. The chisels in the the caution. That's it's
What's
like
with you? What's with you and your say?
I'm about to say okay. I'm poetic tonight, but there's the
You
chisel
got
in the
you're
armor,
feeling
the
some type
dent
of
in the
way.
armor. There's some sort of saying, but I think you guys are showing that you guys aren't. You're in a legit team. You're not.
How's 2-2?
You're
How's
not.
2-2? How's 2-2 treating you, Mister 500? Yeah, lose. You almost lost to the Giants.
Okay, that's true, but we didn't. And to me, I think, to me, it's for why, like Indianapolis, they had a great start. They're in the up 17-0,
17-0.
and
Yeah.
then
Steelers lost 24-17.
how would you give? I'm curious, what's your thoughts been so far on Pickens?
George Pickens.
Yeah.
He's having a great year. He's fifth in receiving yards right now. He had over 120 in Indy. Like you can't ask. The only thing I would love to see more of just anyone in the Steelers offense in general is more touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thing that they're struggling on. Like the amount, like Pickens, I think he has over 500 receiving yards or like 400 receiving yards already this year, and he has one touchdown.
Yeah.
Do you know how weird of a stat that is as a receiver? Same as Pat Fryermuth, their tight end. He's leading the league. I think he's third in tight ends receiving yards, but no touchdowns. Not even a touch in the red zone, I don't think.
Wow.
Same as Najee Harris, rushing yards. I think he's fourth.
Fuck Najee
And
Harris.
he has 3 touchdowns as a running back. Running backs score a lot. Like that, because like the defense is playing really good. They just kind of had an off game last week. It does happen. I really think this Sunday night, because I think the Steelers are wearing their alternate jerseys too, but instead of the white lettering, it is the yellow. So that's going to be sick. This is going to be an awesome bounce back win in prime time for them. I think.
Well, before we get to that, that's going to be the next topic. Well, there's the only other kind of game I thought it was of note. I guess the Jets losing. You can finally see Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers is finally a New York quarterback. But there definitely was a Packers-Viking game, a classic rivalry, Midwest.
That was a blowout.
But do you know what the final score was?
Oh, did Green Bay come back?
No, the final score was 31-29.
Green Bay.
Yeah. No, 31. Oh, sorry, 31 for the Vikings.
Oh, okay.
But the Vikings Vikings only scored a field goal after the second half.
Wow.
Yeah, no, it was actually we actually your cousin, he's a Packers fan, so it was funny. Like we were just because we only watched like the first it was like probably the first 2 hours,
we
2.5 hours of
the
game. But he just like he's like, oh fuck, like they were down like 3 touchdowns, and it looked like the Vikings it was going to be a shooting match, but no, it was surprisingly they nearly came back.
I can't see. I find that
you should watch the highlights. It's a good game.
I gotta. But what I hate sometimes about football games like that is like they get your attention and they give you the false hope, and then you still lose. So I'd rather take the blowout loss than become the heartbreak, because you've seen that with a couple weeks ago with Baltimore.
Yeah, no, that was exactly what happened.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, it does make it fun. It does get your heart pumping, but.
It brings you back to the game and then just like leaves you
more pissed. I find just pisses you off more. Blue balls. I kind of want to get into the segment. I really want to talk about this Devontae Adams trade talk, because I'm really curious, because the teams that want him so I have the top 5 teams that are favorites to get him. So it goes Steelers, Patriots, Saints, Jets, Cowboys. And I could see the Vikings. Maybe not the Vikings. People are saying Niners. Niners are not getting them.
No.
But, out of these teams here, I think he's a bit too expensive for the Steelers, honestly. I think, how much is he getting? He's getting, $14 million a year or something like that, Adams. So if Steelers were going to go for it, they would go for it only this year and then send them off because of the cap hit. The Steelers would have no money. So I'd say the Steelers, they could potentially do it, but they would either be giving away too much, because I can see them, if they give away Pickens for Adams, I don't see the point of that. I would love to see Russell Wilson in a second round go for him, though. I wouldn't mind Russell Wilson getting traded.
Actually, what happens in that situation where, because the Broncos, basically the Steelers, they could still trade Russell.
Yep.
Wow. Okay, I can say I guess it's the Broncos.
Denver would still have to pay him either
Wow.
way. Then you got
He's
the
actually a pretty good
Jets.
asset, I guess. Like, why
The
don't they try
Jets
to make a
does.
deal with like the Dolphins or something like that?
I know with Wilson
Yeah.
because they would imagine the Dolphins with Wilson that team. That would be a good team.
Mm-hmm.
But and then the Jets, I know Aaron Rodgers there would be a cute romantic reuniting, but we don't
To
even
me,
know if Aaron Rodgers.
I see there's a
I
chance.
but I
To
was thinking
me,
of that
I see
earlier,
a lot
but
of
do you realistically 100% see Aaron Rodgers playing next year? I don't.
no.
Oh, see, why would Adams go with the quarterback he knows for only 1 year? Then he's just on the shitty Jets again. So that also makes no sense. That's not. And then the Saints with Carr, I could kind of see because he did play with Carr for a year.
And the
But
Saints
I
had a
also,
hot start too. I think
yeah, they have a lot of talent on that.
that's what I'm thinking is that they want to capitalize on as much as they can.
The Cowboys, honestly,
It won't
it
happen.
won't.
As much as
But
I would I would want it to happen.
it is very possible, but it
The
won't
reason
happen.
I was it was the one thing I actually the herd was talking about, and I did agree with them. But it is true. Like Jerry is a very patient, almost to a fault. It's annoying at this point, but he is not someone that is quick to get.
We'll jump on, yeah.
So especially this, there wasn't really much trade talks about him, at least from what I remember before the season. But like as soon as it like a hot trade topic or something like that, he to me seems to be like not interested in that, and he thinks that doesn't work. But I don't know. To me, I just think it's as much as I would love it to happen, it's not going to happen.
But I find, like, especially with this, because his contract is disgusting. Like he has the contract's like massive. But I don't see. This is the way I would see it. The only way I would trade for Adams is either a player and a second round pick. I would not want to give up a first round pick, and I would not do a first round pick and a player. I would do a first round pick and a second pick, or a second round pick and a player.
Mm-hmm.
He's not worth a player and a first round pick because he's not as young as he used to be either. Like he is old. Adams is getting old. So I'm really curious because he's not playing this week. So I'm really curious now because I don't think you're going to see anything this week at all. But I'll say at the end of actually the start of next week you can see.
So he has 3 more years left on his deal, and he has a pretty crazy deal, $140 million.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And $165 million guaranteed. So
how much is it a year? 17, 16, isn't it?
It differs through the seasons.
Yeah,
but this season he'll be making $25 million. 2025, 44 million and 45 million.
Jesus.
So,
yeah, see how expensive he is. So that's kind of. Yeah, I gotta find.
And that's where I don't see the Steelers getting him for.
No,
because they don't have that kind of cap in them.
Because Khan's super cheap too. He'll still get things done, but he's he's super loyal. Like Steelers are one of the most loyal organizations you can work for, and they've always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
They had 3 head coaches since the '60s.
Yeah.
So.
But also to me, a 32-year-old wide receiver to me is, especially if they're signed for that long. To me, I don't see that a very intriguing contract.
No. And I like a lot of these teams that I named off, like Patriots, Saints, Jets, and I would even throw Steelers in there. They want young talent. They want people to stay there. Like they don't want these veterans are good for your young guys, but especially I heard Adams kind of has a reputation for being a bit of a diva too. If he doesn't get the ball, especially say if he even went to Dallas, now you got 2 of the biggest diva wide receivers. Like they would just be fighting each other, trying to get the ball. Like it'd be bad.
Yeah.
But now I kind of want to go into fantasy's about to get real because of the bye week starting this week. You really got because like for me the Lions are on a bye week. And I have my starting running back Jahmyr Gibbs out, and I got my tight end Laporta out. Do you got anyone going? I mean
that is affected because St. Brown.
That's
he's
big
out.
loss.
I have their defense too. Who else is it? Arizona's also on the bye.
believe so. I know it's another NFC team.
Yeah, I think it's Arizona. So I have what's his name, Connor. So yeah, there I do have a few. I am currently I'm picking up a defense though for this week. I'm not gonna say who, but I'll wait for the deal. The deal. I guess you could you can look it up if you're that interested. But it's not
The defense that's projected the most that's on free agent right now is your tight end. Is your defense.
You never know. But what happened? I actually try to remember. Did you win this week?
I did. I destroyed Rob. Dropped over 110.
And what?
I'm 3-1.
Are you top of the league right now?
No, I'm fourth.
See, I have the same. You actually, that's interesting. You have the same record as your team. I have the same record as my team.
Yeah, so I'm good at your shit. In other words, okay.
No, it was. I think to me, people are starting to cook up Swift. Like, holy crap, he saved me. He got 22 points. I was shocked when because we were at a concert, so like we weren't really checking fantasy. What was your thoughts on that dude? I thought he was just begging for. It's the like, look at me. The people that think
football.
Yeah.
I loved it because I had money on that Chiefs and Chargers game. I needed to check it. That guy was a super cool dude. I remember even during that, I seen him like at the other side. I saw his phone. He had Sunday Night Football on. He was jumping. So he was actually watching it. He wasn't just putting it up, looking around for people to see him. But it was getting a bit excessive because later on he just kept coming up to me and showing me. I'm like, I can check myself if I do want it.
Was he a Bills fan?
Yeah. Then the other guy was a Broncos fan. We've seen quite a bit of Broncos fans in Halifax.
I think it's so weird. I think a lot of people became fans
because they're kind of older men. So. Now, we got it also CMC. Did you hear about it's actually both of his cap?
Yep.
So we talked about it a bit last week going to Germany and everything. He's not playing this year. Even if he does, they're going to save him till playoffs. He will, for the fantasy year. They will, but for the sake of fantasy and just the seasons, CMC's done. Even just think of Madden. He's the cover on Madden.
Yeah, it's the Madden curse. It is a Madden curse.
It's so fucking real. Yeah. It's brutal.
Did your dad actually know about the Madden curse?
Yeah, I was like, you see who's on the cover? Yeah, I'm gonna have a fucking Madden curse this year. I'm like, how do you know that? I didn't even have to explain it to him. He knew exactly what it was. I was like, that's so weird.
Well, no,
all right, we're going to end it off with the moment we've been waiting for. A big, massive weekend.
Kind of the reason why we started this podcast, basically for this game.
Yeah. So, we're going to kind of do a pretty long preview here, I'm assuming. So, Sunday night, prime time.
Games are, who cares?
Yeah, Carrie Underpants will be singing to us. Lights on. I'm definitely getting wings, but the main event is going to be, we got Steelers versus the Dallas Cowboys in Pittsburgh, which is going to be unreal. Their terrible towels are going to be going nuts for you pussies, but I kind of want to go with you first because I would say you're an extremist. So what's your prediction for the scores? Let's hear this outrageous take.
Let's go 70-0.
Be realistic.
Okay.
Dak won't drop 70. I know it feels good.
I'm seeing. Okay, get out of here. Okay, I'm seeing. I'm looking into my crystal ball. I see 21-15.
Okay.
Because I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's going to be like a few-score game. But to me, as much as I want, I fully believe in the Cowboys. I still do have a lot of doubt in them. The way they've been starting the season is not how I expected. So I think if they would have started 3-1 or 4-0, like I would have had a lot more confidence. But to me, I think if they can win this, I think this would be a big momentum pusher. We both tied for records 3-2. But no, it's the rematch of Super Bowl 30. I know you guys are always begging for it.
We're 2-1 against you guys in Super
Okay,
Bowls.
Super Bowl 10, does that count?
Not even, no.
Super Bowl 10 does not count. And what was the other one? What was the other Super Bowl that they won?
They played it.
Was it Super Bowl 21 that they also won?
They played in 3 Super Bowls, and the Steelers are 2-1.
Yeah, but Super Bowl 10 doesn't count.
No, I would say not much of them do.
But
it's
Super
just so
Bowl
old.
30.
It's like like in hockey. It's like the Canadians and Blackhawks Stanley Cup Finals. They had so much, but
yeah. But the interesting with the Habs though, if you look into the cups that they had after the expansion draft, they actually still have the most for. Well, I think they'd be tied, or actually no, they'd still the most because Red Wings and Toronto's are.
Yeah, they really. So my prediction, I honestly think it is going to start off slow. I really don't think. I think there's going to be a lot of 3-and-outs, especially in the first half. But I really think it is going to pick up in the second half, just from 2. Because I find they do when they want to be. The Cowboys do have a much better explosive offense than the Steelers. Mm-hmm. It's just completely different because I find the Cowboys are more like kind of like you're throwing dots, you're getting big plays, like you're flashy, you're going. But Steelers is more of a grind. You just gotta every yard counts. Just get a yard at a time. I find it's just such different football, which I love games like this because I could see Dallas kind of getting ahead of themselves. Like I could see Dallas going up 2 touchdowns, but then as soon as that fourth quarter hits, you're gonna hear Renegade by the sticks. It's just the place is just gonna go nuts. Steelers gonna have a nice, easy comeback win. I think Fields is gonna go well over 300. I don't think Dak is gonna.
No, you want to put money on him going over 3?
Yeah, I think he's hitting over 304.
There's no shot. There's no chance.
He did it this last week.
Not against the Cowboys. There's no chance.
Oh yeah,
because it's all been running. Our run at stopping the run has been our biggest flaw.
No,
but it was mostly
Trayvon Diggs. Trayvon Diggs is going to be so free on Sunday night. It's going to be unreal. Micah Parsons is going to be a ghost.
Actually, I know Trayvon.
He's not even playing.
Yeah.
No, remember Trayvon? Remember he was dehydrated. That's all it was.
Oh right. Yeah.
I told you he came back on the field 5 minutes after.
Yeah.
He had bees in him.
But no, to us this is Christmas Day. Like we actually 4 years ago, right? Yeah, it's 20.
Yeah, it was 2020 November.
Yeah. No, that was the last time that they met. I think that's a fun thing. With us being like, it's not like it would be fun if we
yearly thing,
or anything. Like if you were an Eagles,
it's once every 4 years.
Yeah, but yeah, it's such like a rare occurrence.
And the Steelers had James Conner, they had Ben Roethlisberger, Chase Claypool, Juju. Like I know the Cowboys kind of the same because Zeke was there in 2020 and we left and came back. Dak's there with CeeDee Lamb. No, it was Amari Cooper.
Yeah, it was Cooper.
But I remember Dak was hurt that game, remember?
Yeah, we literally had like it was not even our backup. It was like
you remember they almost came back too.
Basically, yeah, that was a really annoying one because that would have been interesting if we would have had.
I think if Dak was in, he would have won. Honestly, seriously, you guys would have won.
But I think I'm going over to your house to watch this game. We're gonna have a few beers, obviously. We're planning right now to hopefully in next week's episode, depending on the quality of the videos that we have, we're planning on maybe making a post-game reaction like right out of it, and then film and then kind of adding that to the episode. Maybe doing some clips from us watching it because this is gonna be a pretty electric game. There's nothing more fun than these kind of games for us. Is it really a historic rivalry? Really?
Oh yeah, it is because it's so they are actually a lot of people do say historically the Steelers and Cowboys historically hate each other. Like it's not as bad as the Niners and Cowboys, vice versa for like the Steelers and Ravens. But no, people all across America do get excited for when these two teams show up against each other. Because like they're just like the history alone is just unreal for both of these teams. Like the Steelers were so good in the 70s. When were the Cowboys good? It was 90s, wasn't it?
90s, 70s were decent.
Yeah, 70s.
80s too. 60s were really good. That's when we had a really good coach. Can't remember the name. But
Do you remember him?
yeah, he was my favorite growing up as a kid. I don't know. But I could recognize him in a photo or something. I can't remember his actual name.
Yeah.
But he was like very integral to. I'm messing up my words today.
Is that when the coaches wore the suits and hats?
Yeah, I like they were snazzy.
That's the only sport that does is hockey still.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but I find MLB
basketball used to be like that for the longest.
Not anymore. They wear kind of just tracksuits now.
Yeah, they'll wear like.
I find the worst. Yeah, I find the worst is MLB. I don't know why the manager is suit up, ready to go. I know it's tradition and you can't change it, but I don't know. The manager's like, fuck it, I'll go in. Like, he has the jersey, the belt, and everything. I was like, man, just throw on a golf shirt.
Don't they have to wear cleats too?
I don't understand.
Did Chris wear that when he was your man?
No, we wore like Megadeth or like Kiss shirts or shorts.
That's what the MLB manager should be allowed to wear. Kiss shirts and Megadeth.
Especially the base coaches too, because they have to wear the helmets. It just looks like, what are you doing?
Yeah. Oh my
It's traditional. I'll never want them to change it, but it is funny.
Yeah.
It's part of the game at this point. So. Yeah.
All right. That's been our episode for this week. We thank you guys for listening. We're super pumped for next week's episode. We're super pumped for this week of football.
We don't kill each other. We will be back next week for sure, but it's kind of N/A until that Cowboys Steelers game is over. It's gonna be a bloodbath.
And we'll see your. You said over 300 or over 350?
Over 300. Geez, 350. That's a little extreme.
So over 300. Let's see.
Over, just a bit over. No hair over.
All right, we'll have to see.
Swear.
All right, thanks for joining us, guys.